You're live here.
Oh, hi.
Hello, friends. We're going to wait until Leah's channel's ready to go. We are live streaming on 2 platforms today.
We are.
It's so much fun. We're in a new space in your house.
Yes, we are.
We are loving this.
Oh, we're live. Okay, now we're live on my channel and Tanner's channel.
Yes.
So I'm Leah Griffith. And
I'm Tanner Bell. And today we're answering 10 of our most asked Cricut questions. So Leah has a huge die cutting audience. We have a huge die cutting audience that ask all kinds of amazing questions about our Cricut machines. So we thought today we would hang out, answer some of them. Hopefully we've got some of you guys interested in these questions as well.
yes, so we have 10 questions that we've put together. We collectively decided what are the top 10 questions people are asking.
Yeah.
And when we're done with these 10 questions, we want you guys to answer or ask your questions.
Yes.
So here we are. You have 2 Cricut experts. We
Right,
can call ourselves
self-proclaimed,
that, right? Yes.
self-proclaimed Cricut experts. But as you guys are tuning in,
I wrote a book. Come on.
Okay. As you guys are tuning in, share with us where you're visiting from, what your Cricut questions are. You know, anything that you've been pondering. Let us talk about it and debate it. We'll give you an answer that'll be so much fun.
It will. I also wanted to say one other thing, is that we initially intended that we were going to use this live for Tanner to teach. I can't even talk. Tanner to teach me how to use the knife blade on the Maker, because I haven't tried it yet.
Right.
I've been so busy
You're
cutting
so
crepe
busy.
paper. And so we went out to get materials today to wood and chipboard and what. We couldn't find any.
We couldn't find any, guys. We went all over town.
So this was the project we were going to make, and I
Yes.
actually just so this will be coming. I will have this will be on the site as a download. These are our
Yes.
little Scandinavian style fall trees
And they're
that you
so
can
much
use for
fun.
home decor.
I
So
love
they go together really easily. I just did one layer here, so you can see how they go together, and it's not thick enough because we were going to use wood, so that's why it's a little floppy.
And imagine, Cricut has amazing heavy-duty chipboard, which
that
is
would be-
perfect for
That's
this.
what we were looking
And
for.
that's what we're looking for. So we
Or
wanted to do that, or
balsa
balsa
wood.
wood to use the knife blade. But have no fear.
We ordered it.
We've got it ordered.
Yep.
I gave Leah some amazing tips with
Yes.
knife blade. You're gonna rock it.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun once you work
Yes.
through like a few different things with it. But do we have anyone tuning in?
Yes, lots of people tuning in. We've got Ariella, we've got Brenda, we've got Sheila. Over on Leah's, we've got Bilkis Patel, Sheila Rogers. Everyone's really excited to be here.
Wonderful.
I love
Shall we get
it.
going?
We should get going.
All right. Now, the first question. So I've kind of divided them up, so we'll pass the phone back
Yes.
and forth. We just have it here in our little notes. The first one is actually for both of us.
Okay.
So, what's the difference between the Cricut Maker and the Cricut Explorer? That is our number one question.
Like, this is the biggest one since Maker launched, I think, for both of us. And me and Leah met
At the Maker
at the
event.
Maker event
Yes.
when they were working on coming out with this machine. So we have been here from
We
the
were both
beginning.
ambassadors.
We were both ambassadors for this machine. So I think if anyone can talk about the differences, like this is truly something we have had to work through so much. So do you want to kick it off talking about what
I've been using the Cricut Explorer for the last 4 years since they launched it, and I was actually at that event as well. I missed you. You should have been there. I think you were 12. No,
I probably
Anyway, I'm kidding. Anyhow, so this machine has really rocked my world and has changed my life. I use it for mostly paper.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest difference to me
Let's open these up.
personally, let's open them up. To me, it's really about the knife blades, and we actually had somebody look at these.
This adaptive tool system is everything. So for the biggest part for the Maker is this adaptive tool system, and it has 10 times the pressure of the
It's
Explorer.
a heavier machine.
When you're picking this up, it is a sturdy machine, which I thought, the Explorer is such a sturdy machine.
It is.
But it just takes it to a new level. So with the Maker, you're going to get multiple different tools.
Options. I don't think they all come with it.
They don't. So it comes with this rotary blade, but if you look here on these blades, you can see that it has this little gear.
Yeah.
And you just open clamp B. Yes.
See, it's even sturdier and harder to get out. So there's the regular blade.
Yes, that's fine point. So then you'll take something like your knife blade, which is a add-on purchase, but it gives you the flexibility to use the new scoring wheel, to use the rotary blade. any of those things like
We
that.
don't even have scoring wheels down there. They have 2 new scoring wheels.
Yes, which
that
is
are amazing.
exciting. Yes, so and they're coming out with more. So
Yeah.
for the maker, they're all going to be expanding our adaptive tools, which is
Yeah.
super exciting. But yeah, we love this. You know, it has a slot for your iOS device, your tablet, your iPad.
It's really well thought out.
And you know, even with the USB,
Yeah.
so on the side here, if you have a bright pad, you can plug in to charge your iOS device,
Or your phone.
to charge your
You
phone,
can.
anything like that, or your bright pad to be able to weed. I love it. I mean, obviously it looks pretty.
It's really pretty. The truth is, in our studio we have both.
Yeah.
So we have, you know, we're a team. There's quite a few of us making all the time, and we try to save these machines for when we're doing heavier projects
Right.
or cutting crepe paper.
Yes.
Oh, that's another question.
already-
We'll get there in a second.
Yeah.
But we still use this one. So you know, this is also an incredibly amazing machine.
Right. So if you say that you're just cutting, you know, if you already know that you're just a paper crafter,
This is a perfectly fine.
perfect. But if you're someone that wants to dabble with the knife blade, want to have the new
Fabric,
scoring
felt,
wheel,
crepe
fabric,
paper.
felt, all of those things for a very like a small and more much of
Okay,
an
a bigger investment.
a little more of an
Yeah.
investment. The maker is probably going to be an amazing value.
Yeah, but they're both amazing.
They're both great.
machines.
I use
Yeah.
mine too. I love them.
Yeah. All right, so I'm
Okay.
handing over the phone.
Perfect. So Leah,
Mhm.
can you cut crepe paper with Cricut Explore?
No.
Ugh.
And I've been saying that for years, and it's so sad. No, you cannot cut crepe paper. The reason why is because the blade drags, and so it stretches the crepe paper.
Yeah.
But can you cut it with this machine? Yes, you can.
You can cut
But
it.
you have to use the rotary blade. That is the key.
Okay.
So really, there aren't. I mean, I would not recommend any machine that does not have a rotary blade. And right now, this is the only machine with a rotary blade.
Right.
So there
And
you
if
have it.
you want to see us, like you gave a ton of tips on yesterday's
Uh-huh.
live stream. So if you're just tuning in,
Yes.
I'm here in the Leah Griffith offices all week, and we have so much fun stuff happening.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Leah taught me how to make not one,
You
not
gotta go look
two,
at the pictures, you
but
guys.
three amazing paper flowers. It was my first time making a paper flower
He's good.
ever. It was so much fun. We finished
If he
making
can do it, you can do it.
for real. Making the third flower, I looked up and I was like, oh, we're done. Like it was so easy.
It was, yeah.
So okay.
Okay, the next question. This is a good one. Can you
Says-
revive your mat or
So,
re-stick it by
Yes,
clay?
here is one. You know, so can you restick? Can you clean, revive these mats?
Or spraying?
Or spray it? You know, is there something you can spray on it? We get that asked so often.
I cut really deep on this, probably too deep.
No worries. And the biggest thing is no. I think for standard grip mats, for light grip, you want to just use it until it runs out, because if you're starting to spray things on it,
It gets messy.
it gets gunky and it's just not what you want. Now, if you are using the fabric grip, we found that you can use a few different solutions that you can test to clean it, like just running it under water. There's some different sprays that help clean it, but you just want to make sure not to be scraping the threads off, because
Exactly.
it'll ruin your adhesion.
In fact, one of the things that I've noted
Mhm.
is if I have a piece of paper, or whatever I'm cutting,
Right.
and if I try to scrape it, I often will scrape the glue off.
Yeah.
So this is not to scrape your things off.
No.
You can help pull it
pull
up
it up.
the
Yeah,
corner,
yeah.
but don't
And then
scrape.
pull it.
And then you want to roll your mat.
Roll them
And
out.
that's going to save your mat, is to keep it rolling and then put your cover back over. Which I
Always put the cover back on. That's the biggest thing for us.
I think I hear a question.
Ooh.
Well, only that. A couple of people are struggling to hear you, so can
Oh,
you
no.
pipe up a bit? Please.
We normally don't have that problem.
I know, we're usually loud.
Really loud.
I'll
No.
try and get in a little bit closer, but I don't want to disappoint Matthew here with the other camera. So yeah, if you could just speak up a bit, I think they're
Sure.
struggling to keep
Yeah.
up with you.
Okay, we're going to shout. The next question.
Yes. Okay, Leah, tell us. So since we were just talking about crepe paper, what is the best setting for crepe paper with your Cricut Maker?
Okay, so I will tell you first of all that the Cricut Maker settings are all software, and they update and change those all the time, which
It's
is
always
brilliant.
adapting. So if you're watching this 6 months from now, this could
might
not
be a little
It
different.
could be a little different.
Right. So what we noted when we first started using the Maker to cut crepe paper is the crepe paper setting didn't work with our crepe paper.
Right.
Now it may have worked with another style
Of
because
course.
every crepe is different. So we were using it on cotton fabric.
Okay.
And then we used it denim for our heavy crepe paper.
Mhm.
But since then, this week, we actually tried it back on the crepe paper setting, which seems to have updated, and it worked. So my tip is test, test, test.
Yes.
Like take a little piece and just cut a circle.
So what size circle? So I'm all about detail. What size circle should you test it?
A 1 inch.
A 1 inch circle.
And you don't even have to put a whole piece on. Just put a little corner.
Simple. Everybody has a scrap piece.
Yeah, and test it.
I love that. I love that. See, we're learning the real tricks.
Well,
we're having so much fun.
Okay, so the next question, how do you know when you need a new blade?
So Leah and I were actually in the car debating when do you get to decide that you need a new blade.
We talk about, like when we're off having lunch or, you know,
this
going
is what
to
we
the
talk
food
about.
carts. We talk about work.
Liberating. It's great. So we really decided that when you're, especially for the fine point blade, when you start to see it drag a little, when you start to see those little pieces on, your cuts aren't as fine, they're not
crisp,
not those crisp, what you should expect from the Cricut, it is time to get a new blade. But if you want to be able to, sort of test and see how you can sharpen your blade, we have an amazing post on our blog right now.
Which I'm going to go watch.
Yeah, it's fun. It's we're sharing 10 Cricut hacks you probably didn't know. So, and that has a really fun hack to where you can sharpen these and test it out. So we personally don't do it. Cricut does not recommend it. But if you are looking for a thrifty little hack to try, it's using a household material that you're gonna really love. So that's in the description if you want to see and test different things about having some fun hacks.
And it sounds like a good video for everyone to watch if they have a Cricut machine. Okay,
definitely.
The next one.
So Leah,
yes,
this is a huge thing for both of us as we work with craft files all of the time. How do you upload an SVG into Cricut Design Space?
Yeah, so this is a question we get almost every day. So much so that we actually just released a video that Matthew, who's behind that camera over there, put together for us. In fact, Matthew did the whole thing.
Matthew made the whole video?
He did, like, he had the computer, he had the maker, he has never used the maker, ever.
It was easy, guys. Wait, I've seen that video. Matthew made that from start to finish?
Yes, so he did the whole thing and learned and taught how to upload the SVG cut file.
And it was easy. Matthew, can you attest to that?
It was easy.
And there's, I mean, you have to know.
Right.
I mean, if people are asking, absolutely ask. It's not like,
of course.
If you don't know, ask.
Of course. And let's talk about, I get a question.
Well, we have the video, so go to
the video is perfect, so check that out.
Yes.
Linked below on both channels. Let's go a little deeper.
Yeah.
I get a question asked a lot. Can you upload like a whole folder of files? What would, like, for you can't
well, you
upload.
know that answer.
You cannot upload.
You have to do one at a
it's
time.
one at a time, which, if you just bought a new bundle of files, you downloaded files from our membership, Leah's, and you want to bulk upload these, it's not available. Maybe
And
yet.
also, the other thing that confuses people, to add to that, is when we make our SVG cut files, we're both on WordPress.
Yes.
We have to upload them as a compressed file.
A
zipped file.
Yes.
That's the only way we can upload them. So when you download them, you have a zipped file that you have to double click to open. Question.
Rhonda Janroy would like to ask if it's possible to get inexpensive crepe paper somewhere so that they can practice on crepe paper that's not as gorgeous as the Leah Griffin line.
Yes, that is such a good idea. Even if you got streamers and just tried small, but I will tell you, when you're working with any crepe paper, keep in mind your grain. That's your key.
So explain that. So you want to put it down. Can we expand on this? Because I'm intrigued. Tell us what you mean.
I happen to have a box of crepe paper sitting
Just
over
staging.
here.
So okay,
imagine random colors.
Imagine you had your mat. Now which mat? You recommend the fabric grip.
I do. I recommend
so
the fabric.
So pretend this is fabric grip. So you put it.
Well, we've set up our files that you need to follow. Our files say grain line, and that's a layer you hide so you're not cutting grain line, right? But you really want to pay attention to the designs that we do and the grain line. And most of the time, our design files are set up so that the grain line goes up and down. So that's easy. Try some inexpensive crepe paper, and just know it's not going to perform the same. It'll help you really love ours when you use it. But that is such a good idea.
Great.
A couple of people still having sound issues just through your phone, Tanner, so I don't know if you just want to try shouting, but I'm trying to get as close as I can, guys, without...
Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. We don't see you in this camera.
I'm so sorry, guys.
So if anyone is having sound on this one, just let us know. We will speak up. Okay.
Another quick question before you move on to your questions. Uncle Tom would like to know if it's possible to use your own graphics programs with any of the cutting machines.
Yes. Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good question. So you are able to use, you know, anything. Inkscape is a free, you know, open source software that you're able to design your own. Adobe Illustrator. You're able to use PicMonkey if you get creative. And download those. What's all the different type of files you can upload?
Yeah, you know,
you want to talk about that?
Off the top of my head, I'm not remembering because we always do SVG.
Always SVG. And let's explain why SVG is so important.
So, but let me finish that question first.
Okay.
So if you go into your design space and you say upload file, it will list
everyone.
All of the styles.
And I think it's like JPEG, PNG, SVG. I think there's like one or two more. Maybe like I'm not gonna say.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But the reason why we do SVG is because the files are much more flexible, and you can have layers that you hide. We can have areas that are supposed to be score lines. You have to set a score line. Yeah. But we can add all these extra things for you in the SVG cut file that you can't in other files.
And with SVG versus, you know, PNG or JPEG, you can...
Those are flat.
Yeah, and you can just keep making it larger and larger, and you don't lose the image. It's such a great quality.
The V in SVG is vector, and vector means you can resize it without losing quality.
Right.
So that's why.
It's perfect. It's great.
But you can make your own SVGs. Yeah, you can.
Definitely.
So. It's just a save as. Like if you're an illustrator, you just save as SVG. So there you go.
Ready to use it on your fun software.
We like your questions, so keep
them coming.
Do you know, Tana, your audience is saying that they're just so engrossed with listening that they don't have the questions. They're just really enjoying. We've got such a lovely community of people here, but I think they're just too busy listening.
Okay. All right. Here's the next one, Tanner.
Oh, here we go.
What are the best weeding tips and tricks? And I'm holding this tool up for you.
I was telling Leah again on our way to lunch. This is my must-have weeding tool right here.
And then when you're done, you can get the.
So this is my favorite tool. If you can only pick up one tool to get started with weeding or vinyl or Cricut in general, this is the tool for me. I love it. I've been using it for years. And it's perfect. So between this for every day, I love. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about this little one.
Well, no. So we're talking weeding. So our maker designer Krista designed this. This is her illustration.
Look at her go.
And I watched her sit there and weed this thing. And I mean, it is worth it.
Right.
It is worth every minute. And yes, she used that tool.
And it's such a good tool. And if you're using like cardstock or regular, that's iron-on. But if you're using like vinyl or cardstock, I also like to have like one of the Cricut pairs of tweezers.
Oh yeah.
Just because it's so good to go in there. You know, our fingers are a little, especially mine are a little larger.
And honestly, you don't. I mean, I did this earlier. You don't really want to touch the mat because it unsticks it.
You don't. So having the tweezers just to go in and get those little bitty pieces.
Don't do what I do. Just do what I say.
I love it. Okay. What is
next question?
What do we got? Oh, right here. I see.
Yes.
So this is a fun one we were also talking about earlier. Leah, what are the best projects for a Cricut beginner?
Right.
So if there's any Cricut beginners out there, leave us a comment. Let us know how long you've got your machine, what you've been doing,
and what your first project was.
Right?
Yeah.
So what do you think is a great?
I have to remember way back. No, because it's been a while since my first project. So I definitely think iron-on.
Yeah.
Iron-on and vinyl. It's so much fun, and you can make a project in 15 minutes.
Yeah. And what I love about iron-on is that, they look at the price comparison between vinyl and iron-on, and obviously it's two totally different types of vinyl.
Yes.
But the best part, I think, with the iron-on, it eliminates you having to buy transfer tape because it's built in.
It is.
You mirror your image, you cut opposite, and you weed it, and then you flip it over and use your iron or easy press or heat tool or
and
you have a great project.
If iron-on is going to be your first project, I highly recommend. I mean, I'm not trying to pitch products here, but I do highly recommend the Cricut because it is spot on.
And it's evenly distributed heat.
Well, I'm not even talking about the iron. That too. I'm talking about the iron-on.
Oh my gosh! It's I've never used anything different.
Well, we have,
so
we know.
I mean, I accidentally bought one roll of generic from a craft store, and it was night and day.
Yeah.
I mean, it was honestly night and day.
We've had some trouble, but because we wanted a specific color.
Yes, yes.
But that's what I recommend, especially if you're doing something like this.
Definitely.
Question.
Joanne has a specific question about our Icelandic poppy SVG. She wants to know how, but actually this is a good question for everybody, how do you separate the parts of the SVG so that she can cut the leaves out separately from the petals?
Yes. Yeah, easy. So in your design space on the little sidebar, you'll see each layer. There's a layer. You're a little more techie than I am.
And when you're in the layers panel, it's on the right hand side. You're going to see each layer outline.
Click the eyeball.
You're going to want to click the eyeball on the layers you're not wanting to cut. And all you're going to want to do is just click that, and you're going to actually see it disappear on your canvas. So you're going to be able to reference back and forth. And I honestly say when I'm designing to use the layers panel as your #1 guide. It's the map to show you where those layers are.
Yeah, it's really helpful.
When you start designing, like when we have probably like 2 or 3 projects going on some days on our canvas, we want to decide like when we're cutting them, you know, to resize, find them on the canvas.
And how many times you send it through.
Yes, I love the layers panel just to see everything so clearly. It's a one-stop shop.
It is good. And the other thing I wanted to throw in too is another SVG cut file and software thing. So we initially would put all of our cut files in color-coded.
Okay.
But somehow at some point the software developing changed that and made them all black and white. So we try to make it as easy for you guys. Like when we did the poppies, to have each layer in a different color would make it easier for you, but it doesn't always work.
Right.
So there you have it. But the eyeball, that's how you do it.
Yeah, it's easy. So once you find it, you know, it's just like turning on fast mode. You have to find where to turn fast mode on.
And then
you're like, it's good for it. You know, it's good for that cut. And for the people asking, that's a huge question. Let's answer that real quick. You have to go through selecting your material for step 1, loading your blade and mat for step 2, and then on step 3 on your iOS tablet or desktop, you are going to want to turn that on fast mode before pressing the flashing Cricut button.
Or else it won't go.
And that's your halfway through bonus.
Right. Yes, exactly. All right, we have only 2 more questions.
Only 2 more.
And then we're going to hopefully have some questions from people watching us. All right, your last question, and we have a group question.
Okay.
Do you have to have internet to use a Cricut?
Yes. So if you want to have design space at its fullest potential, you're going to be needing to be connected to the internet throughout the whole process. So from designing to cutting, so when it finish cuts, you have to be connected to the internet so that it's pulling the images and everything from the cloud to be able to create those projects. Because even if you upload an image into Design Space, that software is web-based. So it's just uploading it into the cloud, your special cloud, or if you're using files in Cricut Access or anything like that, again, the cloud, so you have to have internet the entire way through.
Yes, you do. And I know that some people have difficulty with that.
Yes.
They may not have internet that works.
And you don't have to have the fastest internet.
Right.
Like, it's a very average desire to have, you know, for your internet. So it's nothing, you know, special. No special things are required, which is great.
All right, so here's our last question.
Okay.
We're both going to answer it.
Okay.
All right. So this is one we get a lot.
Definitely.
What is the best printer to use for print and cut?
Ooh.
So,
Leah and I both work with an amazing company, Canon. And then they have a few printers that they actually love.
Yes. I like their quality. I've always liked Canon quality.
I've always loved Canon quality, from their cameras to their printers, whatever that may be.
So I'm going to bring it over.
Yes, we have one of these. Now, is this a new
You're just holding.
I'm just holding.
Okay, first of all, disclaimer, you guys, they did not pay us to
They
say
did
this.
not, but we love our partnership with Canon, and this is their new.
See if I can do this.
There you go, Leah.
Okay, I was gonna try and move it. You guys, this is their brand spanking new printer, and it's out now. This prints 12 by 12.
Yes.
So that's why I have this little piece of paper
Look at
out.
that. That's important, and I think all
12 by
crafters.
12.
from like scrapbooking to card making to DIY, being able to have this 12 by 12 surface is a really big essential.
You know,
look at this.
Obviously they were, you know, filling a need,
yes.
right? Here you have it. So, you know, I think that Canon was really watching what's going on out there with cutting machines and scrapbookers and wanted to make this.
Yeah, and just to specify, this new printer with Canon is the craft printer.
It
like
is.
They are marketing it and they're really aligning it with all of us. They want to be able to better serve us, which I love. Like who doesn't want to be able to?
So the other thing, it does 12 by 12, and this doesn't have anything to do with the Cricut, but I'll just say it anyway. Although you could cut a pretty cutout, you can print the cards, the little folded, pre-folded cards, run through, and it prints full bleed.
Full bleed is so important.
Mama Disney would like to know the model number of that printer. I think I can just see it over there.
Yeah,
do you mind?
Yeah, go for it.
So it's TS9521C. If you can't see that, TS9521C.
It's a Pixar. They don't really have a name for it per se.
No, I think they might have.
But it's for crafters.
It is for crafters.
And we'll have a link for you guys as well.
Yes. So email one of our contact forms. We will get you that link or leave a comment. We'll put it in the description. So.
And Mariana is asking, would you be able to use the regular premium vinyl as an iron-on or not? Do you have to buy iron-on vinyl?
Yes. So do you want to maybe... So a regular vinyl is made for walls, wood, glass, ceramic, smooth surfaces. Iron-on is a heat transfer. So you have to heat that up to 310, 300, 305, 345, depending on the specific type. And that's going to transfer and bond to your surface.
Yeah. And I think if you tried, like for instance, this had, you know how you were saying there was a transfer already in it. So it has a plastic coating and you iron right onto the plastic coating. You don't have to put a cloth on it.
No.
But if you did that with the vinyl, it would melt.
It would totally melt.
It's not the same.
Yeah, and let's talk about, so if you're using this, you know, file, you're going to have a great transfer, like iron-on, but you're going to have evenly distributed heat as well.
Which is why we love the new.
Which is why we love the easy presses.
Yeah.
Like they're the best. Whether you have the first one or the timer is going to give you the best. Like it's going to manage it for you.
And you know, I'm the type of person, honestly, that when I buy a tool, I like to use it for multiple things.
Yeah. So what else have you used your Easy Press for? Because I have.
Would you like to know?
For Rachel's wedding shower, do you know how many tablecloths we had to iron?
I use it to iron my sheets.
I don't blame you.
Not that I always iron my sheets, but if I have a guest or something, I might iron it a little bit.
So there's multiple uses. There's multiple uses.
Because it's such a big surface.
Yeah.
But when I'm sewing and I need some big surface to be flattened,
I love
that iron.
Yeah. So Emily, what questions?
So Sherry and Belinda and a couple of others again would like to know the name and the model number of the printer, please. I guess we'll put it in the descriptions underneath.
Yes.
But if we can,
I have to put my glasses on. I'll call it out. It's a Pixma T59521C.
And it's by Canon.
And it's by Canon.
Yes.
And we'll put the link in there for you guys.
Yes, and this is a pretty new.
And it's a scanner too.
Yeah, it scans, it prints 12 by 12.
Card style.
The cards. Yes, it prints the cards full bleed.
Yeah.
Which is amazing for all
And look
of
at
our
the color.
crafts.
I mean, I'm photographing this project upstairs, and this is supposed to be kind of a craft paper look. But look at, there's no streaking. It's really even.
No streaking.
It's quite lovely.
This.
Yeah.
It's so good. So good.
So I think you've answered everybody's questions. We'll obviously both check back on these videos. If anybody has any other questions, then we'll get back to them.
Definitely. Well, Leah, this has been fun.
It has been fun, but tomorrow we have, you guys need to come back. We had this has been 3 days of comedy between
It's
you
been
and
so
I.
much fun. Do you want to explain? Well, no, we already talked about how we tried to do the knife
Right.
blades.
That's right. So we had a project we were going to do tomorrow with some, power tools and whatnot, and it just seemed like it wasn't supposed to happen.
Well, when you can't find any of the supplies to make it.
So what we've decided instead, we're actually decorating one of the rooms in my house, the entryway in my house, for fall. And these little trees will be part of the decoration.
Yes, and then our wreath that we made yesterday.
Which go back and check that out.
Go check that out. It's amazing.
So tomorrow, what we're going to do instead is I'm going to sew a pillow like a long seat pillow because I've already.
I am so excited to see this.
Yeah, I'm gonna sew this. I'll probably do it ahead of time, but I'll kind of show you a little sew.
Definitely, I need all the sewing tips.
And then we're gonna do some really fun iron. We're gonna do iron on in big scale.
Love that.
Because
so you're gonna help teach us like all of the fun tips.
So we'll do that, and then we'll do the big reveal of
Yeah, I love
and
this.
show off what we did.
So over the course of these 3 days, you're gonna see us make paper flowers yesterday. Today we kind of just dove into all of our must-know Cricut tips and tricks. And then tomorrow we're using some of our favorite material. I love iron-on. Iron-on's the best. If you have not,
we'll take the mystery out of it for you guys.
Yeah. Like no surprises needed. You're gonna love it, and it's really easy.
And then show the reveal of our Scandinavian inspired entryway, and it's in a fall color palette that's a little unique.
Yeah.
Nikki says that she loves the vibes between you two.
Oh, yay!
He's my second. He's my son. He's my second child. But, I mean, I don't know. Somewhere, sometime, you're my son.
Listen, me and Leah have been having so much fun, guys. We sat out late last night just chatting it up, and we've been able to hang and work and consider it work.
It is. Hey, we're always working. That's the thing. We're both kind of workaholics.
Yeah. But it's only to inspire you guys more.
I know. It's all for you guys. It's all for you.
Yeah. So are there any other questions? Anything that people are needing to know?
The only one that's unanswered at the moment is Sheila's. Bless her, she's asked twice now where she can get the Spider Mum SVG. I guess from yesterday's video.
Okay. So the Spider Mum SVG, the first one, there should be a link for it. The little tiny, the skinnier one. The second one, I actually swiped that from a project that's coming up in the next few days, and we will have that for you guys.
So stay tuned.
But it's very similar, so you could at least get started with the one.
So guys, over on my channel, check out the links to Leah's how to upload an SVG, and we have some other links to Leah, so check her out.
And go check out the video from yesterday.
Check out the video from yesterday. If you guys are, having
It's done in my craft room. You have to go see the craft room.
The craft room's amazing. We had so much fun using the tool, all of these fun tools. And we just have so much fun. So check out the links below if you have a crafty afternoon and you need to get even more inspiration. But thanks so much for watching, guys.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
And we have a surprise for you guys tomorrow.
Tomorrow we do have another surprise.
So you might want to pop on by because you'll be sad if you don't.
Right? It's going to be so much fun. So thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.